guys? This is Tamer from F the Track again. Since we just did the what I don't like, or a few things I don't like about my Lexus ISF, I have to come back basically here and do what I love about my Lexus ISF, and I'm sure some of that even comes off in my other vlogs, you guys, so I'm sure you're probably familiar with some of these here. So I'm going to keep some of these shorter than others. The first thing I'd have to say, what I love about my Lexus ISF, number one, I love the ownership experience. Like I've mentioned, very reliable, you guys, daily drivable track car, super reliable. In terms of also too, let's say dealership experience, okay? Very, very good dealership experience. It's nothing negative. I mean, even if you look objectively in reviews, owning a Lexus of any kind basically is always going to be tip top. So between the reliability, daily drivable, trackable car, unbelievable car basically. The second thing I'd say, the second thing I love about my Lexus ISF, you guys, I'd say I love the power. Okay, I think what's really cool about this car basically is they give us this huge 5-liter V8, and I feel like Japan did it right for the first time. No fucking V6s, no high performance V6s, no high strung V6s, no turbo bullshit, just a big ass fucking V8 properly placed in a car in a nice size chassis basically. So I'm loving the power of the Lexus ISF. The third thing I really do love about this car, you guys, and I find myself surprised saying this, especially since I used to always drive manuals. I love the transmission in this car. It's a great unit, especially considering how old this unit is. Again, this was a world's first for Lexus when it came out. This was the first 8-speed transmission ever. And F you to all the guys out there who used to clown there's too many gears, including fucking Jeremy Clarkson, which I love. All the enthusiasts out there always love. It's same thing with the goddamn exhaust tips on this car. All the enthusiasts out there too, we all love to jump on anything Jeremy Clarkson says, and it just becomes kind of the standard. So you know, oh, there's too many gears, and oh, it's always changing gears, and it's always up and down, which is totally fucking bullshit. This car does a great job, or the transmission does a great job of managing all the power, shifting lightning quick. We're talking 150, 160 milliseconds in terms of the shifts basically. It responds very well. It's a great unit, and then it does a very good job, because it's got so many gears, basically keeping the engine on boil, man. It's got the car right in that power band at all times. If anybody's ever driven a Lexus ISF or test driven a Lexus ISF and really gone for it, if you're at full, you know, wide open throttle, you'll see this thing. When it shifts, the RPMs are dropping literally between gears like 1,000 RPM, 800 RPM. That's insane. I've never driven a car that would keep the RPM that high. So when you're accelerating, my God, man, the thing pulls. No matter what speed you're in, it's got the right gears to pull, basically. So I love that. The other thing I love about this car, the third thing I would say basically, would be the suspension. I love the way it rides. I know a lot of people, including the reviewers of the car, they always complain about basically the way it rides. It's very firm, it's very stiff. I like that feel. It makes the car feel much more planted, direct. It doesn't feel bouncy. The car's always on the ground basically, no matter how bumpy any track surface I've been or how fast I'm going. But it just makes the car feel serious. It makes it feel purposeful. It gives you more of that direct feeling basically. It's almost reading the road. So I do like the way it rides. I have no problem with that, and I know it's like I said, it's always been a very big complaint for most reviewers. The fourth thing I do love about this car, you guys, I love its heritage and its history. Okay, and I know it was basically the initial spark for the heritage, basically, but I do love the fact that this car is the first of its kind on many levels, basically on many levels. So you know, the first powerful performance Lexus, basically the first F car, the F Spark, basically to bring performance back, or you know, for Toyota basically, or the Performance Spark to bring performance back to Toyota. So very special there. The fifth thing I do love about this car basically too, you guys, and this is pretty obvious, just the way it sounds. It sounds amazing. Fucking around with these dickheads in motorcycles, it sounds amazing. To give you guys a little bit of taste, check this out. We found a little tunnel here, which is pretty rare in Arizona. Again, NA V8, 5-liter, normally aspirated V8. You've got awesome power and sound. And again, you got that linear power basically, but I love the way this car sounds. I've always had in the past, 4-cylinder cars, or I'd had, you know, nice V6s. I did have a V8 with my LS, but talk about muted. So this car just sounds like nothing I've ever had, basically. I mean, talk about character. It's like when you drive the car, especially if you're on lower speeds and you're in a neighborhood and you're next to walls, you almost find yourself like playing the car like a fucking instrument, basically. I will drop gears just to play around and make noise. So I really do enjoy the noise of the car. It makes it way more fun. And like I said, gives the car way more character, basically, here. Anyways, you guys, those are the 5 things. I'm glad at least I outnumbered the negative things here, basically, in terms of the positive things I do like about my ISF. I love this car, basically. And if you guys are out there and watching, and if you're looking for an ISF, if you can find one, I'm telling you, man, take your time and find a good one. You will absolutely love this car. You will absolutely love this car. An example, you guys, I want to share with you guys, if you're not on the on some of the forums with the ISF, especially Club Lexus, basically, how much do people love this car? Now, we've all heard, you know, anybody who's out there is an enthusiast. You've heard of the Nissan GTR. Okay, it's one of my favorite cars, one of my dream cars, and I did drive this car even before I owned this car. And I still went with this car. That says a lot about this car, and it's not just its well-roundedness, basically, but its performance. Again, it's its heritage, but I think it is a big portion of it is basically its well-roundedness. It offers that performance, but again, you can daily drive this thing, you can track this thing. After driving an Lexus an LS 460 for 3.5 years, I went down to the dealership and I test drove a GTR, and my God, I mean, still till this day, it's the fastest car I've ever driven in my life. But talk about lack of refinement. God damn, everything in that car makes noise. The transmission, the suspension, the fucking tires. The tires reminded me, like when I took a ride with my instructor on track, his track car, literally no fender liners, and you've got gum tire, like the gummiest tires you've ever got, I mean, you could ever pick up, basically. So literally every stone is being picked up and thrown into the fender well, and it's banging off the inside of the fender well. The fucking GTR sounded exactly like that. It rode like it was on a brick, like a fucking like a late 50s, early 60s, like Volkswagen Beetle. It rode that harsh. So what I think is really cool about the ISF, basically, too, is it's that full, well-rounded nature. So the story I wanted to share with you guys, basically, is we've got owners of the ISF who've actually purchased the ISF, sold it, wanted to step up, which I understand, basically, bought a full, you know, fucking badass GTR. And this is, you guys, what's funny about the story, you guys, this is multiple owners. I've seen this at least 3 times. They went off and bought a Nissan GTR, and then after a couple years, they turned around and bought another Lexus ISF. Or we've had other owners who've sold the ISF, and then they're actually trying to go back and buy another one. Or even a friend of mine who has purchased one, recently decided he wants to get back into one again, went to go buy one and decided to do a CTSV rather, basically, but was upset because he was looking for one that wasn't as easy as he thought. So generally, yeah, again, these cars, they're special. They're special. Again, imagine somebody owning an ISF and moving up to a Nissan GTR, and I don't care how you look at it, you guys, it's a move up. But again, it's not necessarily the most daily drivable car. It's a supercar, and it's stiff as hell, and it's noisy as hell. So this car kind of gives you more of the complete package, which I think is very special, basically, about this car. So anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this next vlog here. Again, thanks so much for following the page on Facebook and Instagram, and thanks for all the new subscribers to the YouTube channel. This is actually going great, you guys. I appreciate all the love. I hope you guys are enjoying the reviews, and I hope to be doing some more hopefully in the near future, excuse me, or much sooner than later. I'm just trying to think of good options or good topics, basically, for you guys. So stay tuned. There's going to be some good stuff coming. Thanks again, you guys, for following the page. F the track.